Well, hello YouTube. Okay, it is Sunday morning. I am out here on the Uber Eats platform making deliveries. I've been sitting still for too long waiting for a ding on my app, waiting for a delivery to come through. So, hate to be a sitting target. Gonna move to another area that I know is popping a little bit more this time of day. I think everything you do should be strategic, and this is no different. Definitely is a strategy to this so that you stay moving. You don't get paid to sit still. You don't get paid to wait at restaurants waiting for an order. So these restaurants can calibrate their app so that they get the order 15 to 20 minutes before it goes out to the driver, depending on what type of food service you have and how long it takes for you to prepare the food that, whatever it is you're making. So yeah, I don't like to sit still. There's different times of the day or the week that I'll start off in different areas around the city because I know, when it's hot, so that I can keep moving, keep working. It's the only way I'm making any money out here. You could be out here all day, but if you're not moving, you're not making anything. You're sitting still, you're waiting for orders, you're not making anything. If I go to a restaurant and there's 10 to 15 minute wait before that order is ready, then that means every 4 orders I wasted an hour. It's not what this is about. You gotta keep it moving. So, you set yourself up in ways to maximize your time, your deliveries. So it's Sunday morning. There are a couple breakfast places that I typically like to hang around because I know they're getting a lot of orders on a Sunday morning. Most of the breakfast spots stay popping every morning for breakfast, but particularly on Sunday mornings. And if I don't get an order within a reasonable amount of time, I'll come off of the Uber Eats platform and I'll switch over to Lyft and start taking ladies to church. Just kind of Lyft rides I get on a Sunday morning. Sometimes I'm taking people to work or, touring around a transportation hub, a SEPTA hub or center or train station, But I got a quota to make for Uber Eats today. And I'm just getting started, so I want to maximize my time, make sure I make my quota. And if I'm out here and I'm not getting any orders that's going to add to that quota, then it's time to switch over and start picking up passengers. I'm either going to make the quota on the numbers or I'm going to make the money on the Lyft. Not out here for no reason. This is not chill to me. Chill is being at home. So if I'm out here and I'm running, it's almost to the point where if I move my car, I need to be generating some type of income on some level. So that's where I am with it. So yeah, I'm on the Uber Eats platform. I have 2 phones. One's personal, one's business. And it took me a while to figure out that that's what would work best for me. Initially, I didn't think I would need 2 phones. Someone advised me that I should get 2 phones from the onset, and I didn't think it was necessary. And I realized that the phone I had was crap. Had it for about 6 months. Battery wouldn't last 2 hours. And it took about an hour to fully charge it. So I was running off of 2 batteries. I had a battery, I had a backup battery just to make it work. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And so it was a fairly new phone. I didn't want to jump out there and purchase another phone without figuring things out first. A better way to make it work for myself. So I found a deal with a cell phone company that allowed me to have 2 lines unlimited for $10 more than what I was paying for the 1 line. So I switched over. So now I have 2 lines. My personal cell phone number I've had for over 10 years. I don't want to change that, and I'm not giving that out to anybody that I don't personally know. So that doesn't coincide with any Uber or Lyft business. But everything runs through the app, so I didn't care about running my app through that telephone number. Didn't bother me. Didn't really matter initially. But what I realized is it just works out best to have 2 phones. If I have an important phone call that I'm waiting for, I need to make, or whatever the case may be, I'm into the arts. Sometimes I need to be on call for some things. Sometimes I'm out here riding. I just want to chit chat to somebody I know, family, friends, whatever. So I could talk to them on my personal line without tying up my business line, tying up the app. If you're on a phone call, you won't get a request for Uber Eats if you're on the telephone. They don't play that. That business is tight, I tell you. So if you're on the telephone and you have the Uber Eats app running through on that same phone, you will not get an order while you're talking on the phone. You will not. If you're on the Uber Eats app and you are texting, you will find that the app will very regularly direct you back to that app. So it will take you completely out of your text mode and direct you back to the Uber app. So it's I get it. You out here working, they want you to be out here working. So, but anyway, so I find that it works out best just to have 2 phones and keep it separated. I have my business line, so for those out there that are into the text game, which I spent many years in that world. So I'm always looking at what's a tax write-off and what's not a tax write-off. Driving for Uber and driving for Lyft, you are a self-employed person. There are several different ways to write off your business expenses. Some expenses you can write off, some expenses you cannot write off. But it is definitely best to keep your business expenses separated, so that when that time of year comes around, you have a clear itemized list of what everything is costing you. Even prior to then, on a month-to-month basis, you want to know how much money is going out to continue your business. You could be out here every day hustling and grinding, and you see what you're making from either application, Lyft or Uber. You see what you're making, but you don't necessarily always see what you're paying out, what it's costing you to make that. And a lot of people are upside down, and they're working backwards, or they're chasing it, and they're not really making anything for their pocket. Now, it all depends on what your goal is. You have to make your situation work for you. You got to work around it, and what may work for one person may not necessarily work for another person. So some people work just to have a car, so they'll lease their vehicle through exchange, or i.e. Uber. They'll lease their vehicle for Uber and then just work for Uber enough to cover the cost of their vehicle. To somebody that has good credit, doesn't have a hard time getting a vehicle, it's working backwards because you're paying a lot to lease that car from Uber. For somebody that has no credit, or doesn't have good credit, or doesn't have a job, but you need a vehicle, It's an option for you. It's definitely an option for you. It's a way for you to obtain a vehicle and obtain a means of income, for fairly low amount to get started. Once you're approved, go through a slight background check, bam, you're out there. You got a brand new car, and a way to make some money. Make it work for you. It can work for you. If you know what you're doing, you keep an eye on your expenses. You work smart, you work strategically, and you make it work for you. Now, everything I'm saying is based on the Philadelphia market. I understand that Uber Eats is not available in a lot of cities, even major cities. Uber Eats is not available everywhere. Very few places, as a matter of fact. So I'm glad that it's available here in Philadelphia. It's definitely a way to make money if you don't want to deal with passengers, if you don't want strangers in your car, whatever. Sometimes I just don't feel like being bothered with other people. Then Uber Eats works for me that day because I'm still calculating, I'm still adding on, I'm still grinding. I don't feel like dealing with a whole bunch of strange folk. It's like that sometimes. I have the option to not deal with them. But check out some of my other videos, because I'm definitely, if I haven't uploaded it already, by the time you see this, I'm definitely going to upload a video talking about the exchange program, which is Uber's car leasing program. I'll talk more about Uber Eats. I'll talk more specifically about Lyft, the strategy on how to make it work. I want to give you a video covering taxes in my prior life, meaning my prior employment. I don't want to work for anybody anymore, but my prior employment was employed with my company for almost 20 years. And the main thing, I dealt with finances, primarily taxes. So we definitely can have a video just concentrating directly on taxes and how you're paid through Uber, what kind of forms they send you, what you need to do with those forms, some expenses. And the information I'm going to give you is very general. So like I said, it's different things for different folks. Depends on how you have things set up, but go into that in a little more detail on the tax video. Alright, so I think this is about it for me for today. I haven't gotten another hit for Uber Eats in about 15 minutes or so. So I'll switch over to the Lyft platform, start taking customers. I don't have a video set up in place for when I'm taking passengers. I don't mind having a double phone and doing a video when I'm doing the Uber Eats. But I want to get a GoPro. I want to get a GoPro set up for when I have passengers. It's a wild city. It's a wild city. You want to put everything in place possible to safeguard yourself. But until then, till we meet again, be good, be kind to each other. Peace.